Hello, MCU fans. Today we're going to take a look at Marvel's big announcement yesterday about 7 different movies and how their release schedules were impacted, in most cases with delays, what that might mean for Marvel Studios overall, and how that impacts the Phase 5 and Phase 6 slates as far as we know about them. Now, we're not going to get any official announcements on the full slates until very likely Comic-Con. I sure hope we get them at Comic-Con. But there's been a lot of rumors and indications of things that are out there, so we kind of have an idea of what especially the Phase 5 slate looks like, but even the Phase 6. So we'll look at how the rumored slates might be impacted by these delays that Marvel just announced. So without further ado, let's dive right in and see what we can find out. So there were 7 movies impacted by Marvel's changes to their schedule, and in particular, they have announced the following: that Captain America Brave New World has basically shifted back 2 months. Thunderbolts has shifted back almost 6 months. Poor Blade, man, poor Blade, has once again shifted from September of 2024 all the way into February of 2025. The Deadpool movie, interestingly enough, has moved up. Now, I hope they can pull that off. We know that because of the writer's strike, Ryan Reynolds is not allowed to ad-lib while filming, which is fascinating. I wouldn't have thought of ad-libs as writing, but I get it and I understand it. But supposedly they can do it in post-production. So if all goes well, we will get that Deadpool movie in less than a year. That's crazy. Fantastic Four has switched around and moved all the way to 2025. And then both Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars have moved back a year. Now, if you watched my video on the Phase 5 and Phase 6 slate from about 3 months ago, you'll know that that's not really a surprise. We kind of knew this was in the works for quite some time, and now Marvel has just officially announced it. So why do I think this happened? Well, I think there's 2 things going on, maybe even 3, but 2 big ones. The writer's strike obviously has hurt some of this. I mean, they can't write some of these movies. They were ready to start writing the 3rd or 4th revision of Blade, and then now they can't. And likewise, they can't work on any of the future movies that have not been written. So that's an issue. Likewise, some of the actors, it's hard to get them to film, because SAG may go on strike, and so this may all stop. So the writer's strike has definitely impacted this. But I also think losing Chapek as CEO and bringing in Iger, which is a very good thing, has affected things because Chapek pushed so hard for quantity over quality, and Iger came in and put the brakes on and said, no, we need to get this stuff right. So I think that's why we're seeing some of these delays as well. And then let's be honest, the Jonathan Majors thing is still up in the air, and this gives some breathing room with what to do with that situation by moving the 2 Avengers movies back. So I don't think this is a bad thing as long as the quality stays strong. And as you're going to see, really, as we look at the Phase 5 and Phase 6 slate, there's still a lot coming out. So speaking of, let's look at that. So I'm going to call it the Phase 5 likely slate because I do think this is pretty solid, but until Comic-Con, we're not going to know for certain. So obviously we already have Quantumania. That came out. Guardians of the Galaxy came out. And in just 1 week, can't wait, Secret Invasion. Then finishing out the rest of the Phase 5 slate with what we know, I am still holding hope that the announcements that we were going to get an X-Men 97 this year is going to happen. So I'm keeping it on there, and some of the rumors have been that it is coming, so we'll keep it there. Obviously, we're getting Loki in October, Season 2. That's going to be amazing. There have been multiple rumors that they filmed a Mephisto special presentation while they were filming Agatha Covenant Chaos and Ironheart, both of which may, to some degree, and in Ironheart's case, to a major degree, be featuring Mephisto. If so, yeah, this Halloween special makes total sense, so I'm going to keep it on there for now. We know The Marvels is coming out in November. Echo is going to get a full drop. It's the first time Disney Plus has ever done that. Is going to get a full drop in November. I think it'll be interesting to see how that works. I applaud them for trying something new. I don't think it's any indication that Echo isn't going to be as good as other series. I just think it's Disney trying, new methods. It's the Netflix method, right? So we'll see how it goes. Ironheart looks to still be coming out in early 2024. They have been saying What If is coming out, so I'm holding hope that we do indeed get that in early 2024. Then Agatha Covenant Chaos, which I mentioned earlier, is looking at a spring 2024 And if it's true that Mephisto in any way appears, it's kind of cool that we got that Halloween special in advance. Likewise with Ironheart because of Mephisto. All right, so then we know we got Deadpool moved up. So hoping they get it done in time. Cannot wait for that movie. It is going to be insane. Then we have Daredevil Born Again, which we know is filming as we speak. So hopefully that is going to be ready by mid-2024. I Am Groot. I loved it. I thought it was so cute. And there was supposedly a season 2 coming. So, and it had been rumored for mid-2024. I'm keeping it on here for now. Then we know that Captain America Brave New World will be coming in July. I'm still holding hope for these Halloween specials to continue. Supposedly we were going to get a Man-Thing one this time around, so I'm keeping it on. It may end up not being Man-Thing, but I hope that they keep giving us these Halloween specials. It performed so well last time, The Werewolf by Night. Then we have Sentry. It has been heavily rumored that they're working on a Sentry special because right after that now is Thunderbolts. It's a perfect way to introduce one of the major characters without having to spend time in the movie. You know, introduce us to him in advance and then just get things rolling right away with Thunderbolts. So this strategy has seemed to work really well for Marvel. I hope they continue doing it. So theoretically, this is our Phase 5. A few guesses on here with things like the Halloween special and the Sentry special, but I really think this is pretty solid. And honestly, I don't have any issue with this. That's a lot of movies and a lot of shows. There's some special presentations, etc. So very, very solid Phase 5 slate. If this is what we get, I would be more than happy. All right, so let's look at Phase 6. I'm going to call this just potential because there's a lot of guesses in here beyond the movies that have been officially announced. So Spider-Man Freshman Year, I have no idea if they're still doing it. I assume so. We keep hearing that at least season 1 is done, freshman year. It's a cool concept, so please, Marvel, keep it coming. Let's see what we get. Then Blade, we learn now, after multiple moves, hopefully this sticks for Blade. Really, really excited about that movie. And then there have been multiple discussions about a Wonder Man series. So theoretically, we're going to get that in early 2025. We know we're getting Fantastic Four, May 2nd of 2025 from the recent announcements. And then Vision Quest, which is tied in with the Wonder Man series. And it's funny, when I did this video about 3 months ago, both of these people kind of scratched their head and said, I don't think that's going to happen. But now it's looking like that rumored slate was true because both of these have been heavily rumored to be happening, casting calls, etc. So anyway, very cool about both of those. Spider-Man 4, man, when are we getting that thing, right? Where are you, Spider-Man? This seems like a very likely slot, so I'm going to put it here. This was not announced by Marvel or by Sony, but kind of makes sense. All right, we've been hearing that Ryan Coogler is going to work on some Wakanda series. Whether it's Midnight Angels, whether it's a history of Wakanda, something is coming out, so I'm keeping it around this time frame. Give me Ghost Rider, please, please. This was in the rumored slate from several months ago. I'm keeping it on here because I really, really want it to happen. Marvel Zombies, what a Halloween this would be, right? Ghost Rider and Marvel Zombies. Who knows if they're really going to do Marvel Zombies at this point, but I hope so. It sounds really cool. Then the Nova special. There's been talk for a while that the destruction of Xandar was filmed for Infinity War, but just the movie was too long, so it was never released. It was cut. Well, even if they just gave us that, plus then the introduction of Nova, that would be a fantastic special presentation. So really hoping that the rumors around that are true. Got to have Moon Knight Season 2. Oscar Isaac has talked about it several times, hinted at it. This makes sense around this time frame. Armor Wars, that has been heavily announced by Marvel or hinted at by Marvel. They've just never given us a date. So I'm going to guess maybe this February 13th fits because it's been said to be a movie. So I'm going to go with that for now. Miss Marvel sure seems like it's going to get a season 2. I guess it's possible it might not, but it would make sense to give us more of that show. Then we have Kang Dynasty finally coming out in May of 2026. I'm going to keep Young Avengers on here. It would be so strange for Feige to have done so much setup for this show and then not to give it to us. So I'm keeping it on the list, but it's hard to say at this point. Then there's been a lot of talk about Strange Academy, a chance to kind of see more about America and Wong, maybe Madison. So yeah, keep that on the list. World War Hulk, again, Rumored. They've never given us a date, though. I'm sticking it on this July 24th date, which Marvel has announced is a date for something. So I'm going to put World War Hulk there. I think it'd be really cool to get this Black Knight Halloween special to round out the Midnight Suns. He's a very important member of that, and finally pay off the tease from, obviously, the first Eternals movie. Doctor Strange 3, I really hope we get that. We need to resolve the incursion. He's a very important character for the final Secret Wars movie, which for now, I'm not going to put anything in between because it's just total guesses as to what might be between November and May. But right now they're saying Secret Wars in May of 2027. And that may end up breaking into two parts. Now, I have heard rumors that they might do a Battle World type situation, perhaps either in between Kang Dynasty and in between Secret Wars, or maybe if they break Secret Wars into two movies in between there. And basically it would involve a lot of characters that are not from 616, so from other universes, so then that they all collide together in the end. You know, there's even rumors that Werewolf by Night and Man-Thing are not in 616. I mean, there weren't many connections in that, and maybe they're examples of someone in a different universe. And even Moon Knight, crazy as that sounds, even Moon Knight doesn't have to be connected to 616. I mean, he's clearly going to be part of the MCU, or the final, whatever we get when Secret Wars ends, the final new MCU. But he could be in a different universe as well. Who knows? So we'll see how they handle all this, but very exciting premise. Here's what's crazy, though. So Phase 6, right? This is a very solid Phase 6, if this is what we get. All of these things here, every one of them, are yet to be included somewhere. Marvel's bench is so deep. It's a great thing, and it's a problem at the same time. I mean, look at all this. We have supposedly another Wanda series. They've talked about Nomad. Do we get more What If? A Thor 5 to resolve Hercules. Avengers Forever is a potential title if they were to split Secret Wars into two movies. Eternals 2, an Illuminati special. Don't think we're going to get the mutants until after Phase 6, but still, that's hanging out there. Supposedly a Kang special presentation, 10 Ring series, Shang-Chi 2, another season of X-Men 97, Midnight Suns, they'll all be set up. It'll be perfect to bring them in. Do we get another season of She-Hulk? Do we get Spider-Man sophomore year? And then there's been a rumored Silver Surfer special presentation. Oh my goodness. So I don't know how they're going to fit all this stuff in eventually, but it's exciting to have more than enough, than less than enough, but still, tell me your thoughts. Which of these are the most likely to get placed, maybe even in Phase 5 and Phase 6, or which of these may be Phase 7, or which may never see the light of day? So yeah, give me all your feedback. Let me know what you think. This is what I believe will be the impact of the delayed movies, and still give us a fantastic Phase 5 and Phase 6 and even more down the road. As always, I mentioned the Discord server. Please feel free to join. I'll leave a pinned comment. There's also a description in the YouTube channel with a link to join the Discord server. And if you don't mind, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. You can check out more content, and we will all continue to enjoy, in the coming years, the ever-changing, ever-growing Marvel Cinematic Universe.